Now, back in June, we saw a huge tornado carve a path through Enderlin, North Dakota. Now that storm has been given an EF-5 rating, breaking a drought of EF-5s that lasted over a decade. Fox Weather's Robert Ray, he was on the ground in the aftermath of that very powerful storm. Robert, from what I hear, with this new discussion and this new update rolling out, tell us a little bit about your experience. Do you remember seeing EF-5 damage when you got there in that aftermath?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, first of all, yeah, the last time we had an EF-5 tornado was May 20th, 2013. That was Moore, Oklahoma. Was on the ground for that, and that was just extensive. All right, that was a pretty big community that was just decimated, unfortunately. Now, yes, I mean, the damage in Enderlin outside of Fargo was extensive, but a very rural area. And so NWS, National Weather Service, from our understanding now, this upgrade to an EF-5, and hopefully we're looking at some of this video that I shot back in June, they did a forensic study on what happened, to the train that was lifted, or parts of the train. So grain hoppers, they're called grain hopper cars. Essentially, they are, weight tons and are holding, farm grains traveling. These cars were picked up by the winds of this tornado and dropped 470 feet away from the center circulation of where they were picked up. So they did a bunch of forensic mathematics on that and said, okay, well, we think that is 210-mile-an-hour winds in the tornado, EF-5. They also looked at some of the vegetation in the area, meaning trees, and the uprooted huge trees, like we're talking about the root balls that were brought out of the ground and just lofted and tossed. So they took all of that into account. And I think the reason that this forensic study took so long is because Enderlin is a small community. And, it's not like you could walk up to Moore, Oklahoma, or Tuscaloosa, Joplin, and just see mass damage for, everywhere you look. 1 second as this excavator goes by. This is part of the cleanup that they're trying to do, by the way, before the king tides come in here. So a lot going on with disasters today. But my point is that, the NWS did this full-scale investigation into it. They looked at it, and, it's tough because when you're in a rural area, that takes time to find out exactly where all this damage was. But I think the main focus was the train and the train cars that were lofted nearly 500 feet. That's how the math was done, and that's why we see this upgrade. Devastating. In EF-5, the first one since 2013. Remarkable.
It truly is devastating. And of course, you are always on the scene right in the aftermath telling the story. And I'm sure that community is still very grateful for you telling their stories as well. We think about them and we send out our hearts to them. Robert Ray, I want to thank you again for giving us your perspective on that.